Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be installing the Corsair SF600 power supply and the Cryorig C7 CPU cooler into the Node 202. Now the reason I'm upgrading the PSU is because the 450 watt Integra power supply from Fractal Design did not deliver enough power to the GTX 1080 Ti that I had put in the system. It would work fine if I was doing basic stuff such as web browsing, streaming videos, or just playing light games. But when I would try to play demanding games such as Ghost Recon Wildlands or Assassin's Creed Syndicate, the system would completely shut off. I didn't want to risk breaking any of my components, so I went out to Fry's and just purchased the SF600. Once the new power supply was installed, I ran those games again, and this time the system didn't shut off. Of course, I knew the 1080 Ti required a 600 watt power supply from the get-go, and the 450 watt Integra one from Fractal would most likely not handle the power draw from the card. There's that reason as to why I'm changing the PSU. Now the Scythe CPU cooler was beginning to loosen up over time, and I assume it was because I was traveling with the system a lot. I picked up the C7 from Newegg because it has a lower profile than the Scythe cooler, and I do plan on backing the Dan Case A4 SFX. I know it's about 250 euros, which converts to about $280. I know it's a lot, but it's Liam Lee that makes it, so you know you got good quality there. I expect the C7 to perform the same as the Scythe cooler, perhaps even better. I'll now be able to add the Corsair Vengeance LED RAM modules, because I was not able to do that with the Scythe cooler, just because it kind of hung over the DIMM slot closest to the CPU, and they would kind of push up on it, so I didn't want, you know, that pressure there. Well, let's go ahead and get the CPU cooler installed. Now the good thing about the Node 202 is that you don't have to take the motherboard out of the case to install a CPU cooler. You just take the bottom cover off and you have access to the motherboard cutout. Alright, well there you have it. I did run a few tests. Idle temperatures with the Scythe cooler were 25 degrees Celsius versus 34 on the C7. Ran the synthetic benchmark, IDA 64, 97 degrees Celsius with no throttle. The C7 hit 100 degrees Celsius with 7% throttle. Crysis 3 maxed out at 67 degrees Celsius on the Scythe cooler, while on the C7 it reached 77 degrees Celsius. Overwatch was at 56 Celsius on the Scythe cooler, while on the C7 it was 68 degrees Celsius. The Heaven benchmark ran for about 30 minutes. It's max 68 on the Scythe cooler, max 75 C on the C7. Ethan Carter was at 53 Celsius on the Scythe cooler, 77 on the C7. Tomb Raider reached 61 degrees Celsius on the Scythe cooler and 75 degrees Celsius on the C7. So, I mean, there you have it. That's it. There's really not that much difference to it. I didn't run any game benchmarks this time, just to see what the max would be, just because I already have a 1080 Ti video up showing that. But yeah, you can go see there's a lot of people out there that have 1080 Ti benchmark performance videos, so I just didn't feel like including that in this one just because it wasn't relevant. I was looking more towards CPU temps rather than actual gaming benchmarks. But that's about it. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative, and it's always a good option to have a few coolers lying around, because I know the C7 can fit in more cases just because it's got a lower profile, while the Scythe cooler is a little bit taller, but it does come with a fan, a little, I think, an 80mm fan that you can put underneath it, but that thing sounds like a jet engine when it's like ramped up all the way, and it's no fun for people. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you liked it. or if you dislike it, just hit that dislike button. So, yeah, see you guys in the next one.